currency is created by a government or central bank, and its value is derived from the faith and confidence that people have in it. In other words, people accept fiat currency because they believe that others will also accept it, and because they trust that the government or central bank will ensure its stability. However, this trust can be eroded if the government prints too much fiat currency, causing inflation. Inflation occurs when there is too much money in circulation, causing the value of each individual banknote to decrease. Nowadays, most transactions are conducted digitally, with fiat currency existing in the form of electronic credits and debits in bank accounts. So, the next time you make a digital payment or hold a paper bill in your hand, remember that fiat currency derives its value from the trust that people have in it. And if that trust isn't strong, well, your dollar won't be either. But gold and silver, now that's sound money, because they're tangible assets, meaning once they're yours, you don't have to use trust to pay for things. You've got real money, and that's value that hasn't gone away in over 5,000 years.
Nowadays, there's a barrage of screens, news, and notifications constantly clamoring for your attention. So much so that working toward big picture goals can easily fall off the to-do list. At times, it can start to feel like you're not even in control of your future. In that moment, there is nothing more important than surrounding yourself with a community of goal-oriented
Come on in.
At 7K,
Welcome.
we're all just striving to be the best we can be. We have a vehicle we believe in, and we're committed to sharing it with those who need it most. All the while, building a supportive community that helps people find their idea of success. If you like seeing people succeed, being part of a team, and working toward your best self, you'll fit right in. The more like-minded people you bring into your circle, the more you plug in, and the more you participate in helping others grow, the easier it becomes to tune out distractions and focus on your goals. 7K has big goals to help people around the world understand the power of precious metals, in easing financial burdens, crafting business. We are inviting you to join our circle.
The world will tell you that being wealthy is a big house, fancy clothes, boats, handbags, cars, jets, cash. They're lying. They're showing you how to be cool, not wealthy. The truth is, what they are showing you are all liabilities, things that cost you money, but may never return equal or more value on the other side. Unless that value is to be cool. It sounds expensive to be cool. Should you have some fun because you want to? Sure. But true wealth is finding a way to stack assets and reduce liabilities. Or at least not getting fooled into buying liabilities just to keep up with anything else. True wealth finds ways to ensure that their net worth is consistently growing and insured along the way. True wealth finds different asset classes that fit their long-term goals and ones that will solidify their legacy. Assets like cash flow business, cash flowing real estate, alternate currency markets, collectibles, gold and silver, and better yet, collectible gold and silver. True wealth keeps score by counting how many things they could sell at a profit at any time, or the things that keep paying them over and over and over again. The world says be cool. We say be wealthy.
Starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Is it Tom Brady with his 7 Super Bowl rings? Tiger with his undeniable greatness on the course? Ali with his knockout of Frazier? Steve Jobs with his vision and relentless tenacity? Sure. But is legacy only reserved for greats in sports, celebrities, or icons in business? No. Legacies are an undeniable constant that every human breathing a breath is no choice not to leave. Big or small, good or bad, Each one of us will leave a legacy. The problem is that they aren't built in a day, and you can't cheat them if you want a good one. Legacies are built with time, work, character, meaning, and discipline. All things that can't be erased easily. They don't fade quickly or sour easily. They are the memory of love, hope, courage for the next in line to walk the path. They can be physical things or lots of indelible lessons taught and learned over time. The good ones are probably both. The best legacies are deliberate works of art that have an impact on the ones who matter most to the person with the brush. We will all be remembered for something, and destiny gives us the option to choose. See, the goal isn't to live forever, it's to create something that will. So pick up the brush and start painting. Start living the legacy you ultimately want to have.
Most people miss the difference between assets and liabilities. Most people spend their lives focused on and dreaming about stacking liabilities. Houses, cars, boats, vacation homes. You know, the stuff you make payments on every month just to rent or own. Most people dream about those kinds of things, but it's a vicious cycle that leaves people empty and desperate. Wealth and assets have greater power by far. Our people focus their time and money on stacking assets, collectibles, precious metals, art, cash-flowing real estate, and businesses. And with them, they build legacies. Our people dream about owning their liabilities with little to no risk, backed up by assets that they know and trust. Our people have no misconceptions. They know they're on the path of least resistance to financial freedom, peace of mind, and the knowledge that tomorrow's reward will be worth today's sacrifice.
When your why is failing, when hope is slim, when your muscles give out, when the love around you is hard to find, and nothing seems to be going right, what will keep you going? Toward the light, toward the struggle, toward life itself. Sheer, raw, back-breaking, unimaginable grit.
Well, hello, my friends. How are you? Susan Bafford here. It is so good to see you guys tonight. Let's see what we got going. There we are. Welcome to our Zoom this evening. We're so happy that you're here with us this evening. I see lots of new people coming in and some friends as well. So welcome. I am Susan from Prescott, Arizona, and we have such a great surprise for you tonight. Actually, not really a surprise, but just an amazing overview. So I tell you what, we are doing an amazing thing here because we get to create generational wealth, and you're going to hear a bunch about that this evening. So if you're new with us tonight, it would be so cool if you would drop your name in the chat below and figure out what's going on. Okay, there we go. And let us know who invited you and where you're coming to us from. It is a great Tuesday to come to you. I think, a terrific Tuesday is a great word for today. So also remember this one thing, that purchasing precious metals and bullion and collectibles, it all involves risks. So we highly encourage you to do your due diligence and properly educate yourself prior to purchasing precious metals. Wow, we have a great group of people here tonight. Let's see who is all here with us. Hello, Sean from Louisiana. So good to see you. You have a Louisiana last name too. I love that. Good evening, Barry and Sharon from New York. Welcome. guys here. Hello, Joseph from Phoenix, Arizona, and Johnny Harris from Texas. Good to have you with us. And we have Wayne. I'll have to read that later. He left me a little message there. Amy Coit from Pennsylvania. Welcome, my friend. Good to see you. And there is Joe Preston from San Jose, California. Welcome, you guys. We are so happy to have you here with us this evening. You know, it is such an honor to be able to host this call for you. If you've never seen this presentation before, make sure you have something to write on, or even if you've seen it a few times, because you're probably going to have questions, and at the very end, you're going to be able to have those questions answered. So make sure to write them down. But tonight, I have the most amazing pleasure to bring to you our speaker. He comes to us from being with this company for almost the very beginning. And he has been, he has done many things in his career.
So at our event in Phoenix just recently, we had a lot of fun together, and that's what we do. We do have a lot of fun when we work together. But what we're here to talk about is how to be able to grow your wealth and protect your wealth. Those are two things that aren't taught in school. I want to start with a question. You know, I want to know if any of you think that inflation is out of control. Drop a 1 in the chat if you feel like inflation is out of control right now. You know, when I look at the statistics over the last 5 years, inflation is up 27%. Did you guys get a 27% pay raise over the last 5 years? I know I didn't, and I feel like I've had a pretty good job. I worked for the military for a long time, 40 years, and now I fly Life Flight. I still love, you know, flying helicopters. And the thing is, I did not get that 27% pay raise like inflation is going up. And so we tend to struggle. Everyone tends to struggle because inflation outpaces our increases in pay. And so I want to share with you the secret. The secret to protect yourself against inflation, no matter what it is gold and silver. Now, a lot of times people check out when they hear the term gold and silver. Please don't be that person. I can understand why people do check out. They feel like it's a rich man's game. I've seen the ads on TV. I hear it on the radio. I've seen the billboards. I've called a couple of those ads in the past, and they want $5,000 to $10,000 up front. Folks, it doesn't have to be like that. And so I can understand why people check out. But here's the thing. I'm going to share with you again the secret how gold and silver keep up with inflation. I'm going to give you a quick example, and I'm going to show a couple others as well as we go along. This coin is a 1-ounce gold coin. This coin in the early 1900s had a value of $20. So what could you purchase for $20 in the early 1900s? And I realize that we weren't around, but this is to show how gold keeps up with inflation. I'm going to show you how silver keeps up with inflation as well. For $20 in the early 1900s, you could have purchased a custom-made suit, a tailor-made dress, a high-end firearm. Now, the best firearm on the market back then was the Colt Peacemaker. It was $17 in the early 1900s. So for a $20 gold coin, you could get a brand new pistol. Well, today, can we buy a new suit with $20? Not possible. How about a tailor-made dress? Not possible. How about any type of firearm for $20? Maybe a water gun. It might give you a few rounds for a regular pistol, but not very much for $20. This coin has a value of over $3,000 now. So the reality is we can still purchase the same things that you could in the early 1900s. This is how gold keeps up with inflation. I'm going to show you a couple others as well. I'm going to pull up some slides. Hopefully that grabbed your attention.
Hi, Fresh Music. Hello, everyone.
You know,
Thank you for
that'll help.
being here.
Share. All right, you should be able to see me, hear me, and also see
You
my
enjoy
slides right now. If you can't, just drop a note in the chat or something like that. If you can't see me or hear me or see my slides. You know, and so gold and silver keep up with inflation. That is the secret we're sharing. And so we're going to not only talk about how to build a wealth strategy, but those two key elements that I talked about. Grow your wealth, protect your wealth. And so we do that by having precious metals, by gold and silver. We believe that everyone should own precious metals. You know, they don't teach this stuff in school. They don't teach it in college. They didn't teach it in the 40 years of me being in the military. Not once did they mention precious metals. But when we see the decline of the dollar over, you can see this is over a 100-year span, the decline of the purchasing power of the dollar is going down over 97%. And here it is, 2025, we're down to 99%. Purchasing power has diminished. But what's happened with gold? It's done the complete opposite. And same thing with silver. And so we call gold and silver sound money. It's really a fancy term for gold and silver. The wealthy have used this for a very long time. If you think about it, gold and silver has been a means of trade for over 5,000 years. Any financial institution, banks, they're collecting gold and silver, and governments as well. Here's a couple more examples I want to share with you. So, we talked about the coin from 1900, early 1900, but let's go from 1965 to now. So we're talking a 60-year span. So for 2,500 paper dollars or 2,500 ounces of silver in 1965, you could have purchased a new Mustang. Today, there's no way you're getting a Mustang for $2,500. But this same silver, 2,500 ounces of silver, has a value of over $80,000, and you can purchase 2 Mustangs. Let's compare that to gold. Same amount, $2,500 in gold, now buys 5 Mustangs. So this is the key. This is the secret. Again, they don't teach this stuff in school. They don't teach it in college, but we are here to share this information with you. I realize 60 years is quite a bit of time, but let's break it down to 5 years. Imagine if you had, 5 years ago, you put away $1,000. If you put $1,000 in a bank, power would be $760 right now. But if you put it into gold or silver, you can see that it's doubled or almost doubled. And so that's the reality about precious metals. So if sound money is really so smart, how come everybody doesn't know about it? And that's the thing. That's what we're here to do. We're here to share the information so that you can make a decision whether you want to own precious metals or not. We actually believe that everyone should be able to. Now, a lot of times people don't know about it because they don't know where to get it. They don't know who to trust. They don't know if they're buying from a good purchasing source. And so access to collector's coins. Now, collector's coins, again, I go back to the offense. So, most everyone knows about gold and silver bullion, but let's talk about gold and silver collectibles. So this is the same coin. This is a Walking Liberty on one side and an American Silver Eagle on the other. We call it a Silver Eagle. Now I pay about $40 for this coin, the bullion, but I pay $115 for my collector's coin. It's the same coin, but it's gone through a grading process. And that grading process, they determine, it goes under 5 times magnification. They're looking for clarity and purity. The ones that are deemed flawless are sealed in this hard acrylic case. They're barcoded, they're registered, and they're given the rating of MS70. It's the highest rating a coin can receive. Mid-state 70. So, this is what gives it more value, is because it's in perfect condition. Only a certain population of coins, and it's a very small population, are given the rating of MS70. Because when they mint them, they don't all come out perfect. And so, we are able to buy these at $115. I get one on a regular basis every single month. But collector's coins, you can see just from this slide alone, it has beautiful artwork. A lot of them tell a great story. They have historical significance, and they're kept in perfect or near perfect condition. So when you have things that are stunning, that are rare, that have that story that we talked about, you put them with gold or silver, and now that collectible is a winning item. And what I mean by that, winning, is historically, these coins have always gone up in value. We don't know what the value is going to be 5 years or 10 years from now, but what we do know is historically, these MS70s, Proof 70s, have always gone up in value. Take the Montana butterfly. I'm holding one up right here. I got one of these when I was purchasing the State Animal Series. Montana Butterfly, originally $150, now sells for over $1,000. The Julius Caesar coin, I have one of those as well, holding that up. Purchased for $360, and it was a 12 coin set. I have all 12 of them. Now sells for over $500. The Tiffany Art coin, you can see, sold for $100 originally. Now sells for over $2,000. Folks, this is all part of your basic membership, where you have access to these collector's coins. And a lot of times people say to me, okay, what do I do with a collector's coin? I know how to sell gold and silver bullion. 7K actually has the best buyback in the industry when it comes to gold and silver bullion. But how do I sell my Montana Butterfly if I want to? How do I get $1,000 for it? That's where Stack and Sell comes in. Stack and Sell is a third-party company that is partnered with 7K and makes it so that you can scan your coins, keep track of them, you can see what you purchased them for, you can see what the market value is. And there's also a platform within Stack and Sell that's called Marketplace. You can put your coin in Marketplace, and let's say I want to sell my Montana Butterfly for $2,000. I put it in the Marketplace, and if somebody says they want to buy it for $2,000, they click on it, they click purchase, and realize you don't have to be 7K to be able to see Stack and Sell Marketplace. It could be anywhere in the world. So they purchase the coin, the funds go to Stack and Sell, I send the coin to Stack and Sell, they verify it's real, they release the funds, release the coin, and that is a very safe way to do business with gold and silver. You don't really want to meet somebody in the Lowe's parking lot or the Sam's Club parking lot to do business with your gold and silver. So Stack and Sell is pretty incredible. Again, 5 different times that you can do that. I'm talking days of the month, the 1st, the 8th, the 15th, the 21st, and the 26th. You can pick one of those, you can pick all of those, and make a deposit every single week or every single month into your Sound Money wallet. Imagine if you would have put $1,000 or you would have put $100 a month into your Sound Money wallet. After 3 years, this is what it would have looked like. Your cash of $1,200 after 3 years with gold would turn into $4,639. This is the power of gold and silver. And so this monthly contribution towards our Sound Money wallet is, again, it's an optional subscription that we have. 7K Pro is optional. Monthly subscription in our Sound Money wallet is optional. And then also the auto savers are optional. We currently have 4 auto savers. We have the American Silver Eagle, which we talked about a moment ago. American Silver Eagle. We have the half gram state animal series that we're currently running. And these are all graded perfect. The Beauties of the World series, really, really cool coins. And then we have this gold note. The artist Thomas Holdman is a stained glass artist. He's well known around the world. He's partnered with 7K. He's put his beautiful artwork on these gold notes. And I gotta tell you, when I first started out in 7K, I got the American Silver Eagle every single month. I'm still doing that. And then they added more autosavers. So now there's 4 of them. I actually get one of all 4 every single month. And I do it for 2 reasons. 1, I really like them. You should always buy what you like. 2, I did my research. And again, historically, these items have always gone up in value. And so for me, I trade my fiat currency that keeps going down in value for my autosaver that continues to go up in value, for my Sound Money wallet bullion purchases, and also for 7K Pro. So I have actually subscribed to all of these. And I do it because it makes sense. Now, it takes a lot of discipline to be able to do that.
Discipline. There's a reason successful people are always talking about it. Without it, you might as well be treading water. You can't go anywhere or get anything in life without the discipline to make it happen. At 7K, we know it's too important to live without, even if you're still developing it. So we automated it. You use automated discipline almost every day for the physical things that matter most in your life. Your mortgage, cell phone, car, credit cards. Do you make those payments manually every month? No. You set them on autopay because it's too important to risk messing up. Gold and silver assets are like your money's best friends. They have its back, but they don't just appear when you need them. And like the other most important things in your life, collecting them is too important to risk messing up. Stack assets on autopay with 7K's autosaver. Don't wait to secure your money's future, and spend the time you save developing the discipline to go after other big goals. At 7K, we help you put assets on autopilot.
That's what I do. I put the assets on autopilot. I'm buying one of all four of these autosavers every single month. So, again, you pick a membership, you have access to instant gold pay. When you refer a friend, you've got the metal matching bonus, you get rewards points as well. Now let's talk about rewards points. You will receive them anytime that you refer a friend, or you will receive them anytime that you purchase an autosaver. You will receive them anytime that you purchase 7K Pro or participate in a coin drop. You can see it doesn't matter, there's no limit on that. And so what our referral program is, again, this is optional. No one has to go out and share this with anyone. And I will tell you that of the 100% of the people that are in 7K, 85% are just customers. They don't share it. 15% of us, we share it. We share it on a regular basis. But you can earn points in the referral program, and with that referral program, not only will you receive the $80 of gold when a person becomes a legacy membership, gets a legacy membership in your organization, and I shouldn't say organization, when you refer a friend, you will receive $80 when they get a legacy membership. That happens automatic. You'll still have access to the 1% metal matching bonus, but you also receive points. And when a person gets a basic membership, it's going to be 50 points. When they get the legacy membership, it's 150 points. And you can see how this turns into commissions. So when you have over 250 points on each team, you'll receive a $250 commission. And all we do is encourage people. And when I first started, my friend said to me, because I was interested in sharing it, I said, what do I do? He says, get 2 people. And I said, what do you mean 2 people? He said, 2 people do the same as you. They get a membership and they get on the autosaver program. Get 2 people to do that, and then help them do the same thing. And that's what we do. We help individuals that want it, that want to do this, to get other people involved, and they earn points as well, and you will too. And that's how the commissions go up. But here's the cool thing about when you become a new member. We have this promotion going on that where 7K will double your points for the first 14 days. The instant gold pay stays the same, but your referral points are doubled, which means you can earn commissions faster. And so here's the thing, folks. We've talked about a bunch of stuff in about 30 minutes. I'm going to share a picture with you. This is a picture of my collection about 5 years ago. And the reason I share this is for 2 reasons. One, I want you to know that prior to 7K, I did not have any precious metals. I started buying a little bit each month. I also started to share it with people, and when I earned commissions, I took 2/3 of what I earned, and I bought more precious metals, and I've been doing that for the last 8.5 years. On the right side, you can see bullion. So I buy my bullion now through the Sound Money wallet, and I have it shipped to me. I like having it on hand. I like keeping it in my safe. And I'm a military guy of 40 years, so my house has booby traps all over the place. But that's just part of my collection. But I also have gold and silver collectibles on the other side, and a mix in the middle. So I'm buying both defense and offense with my 7K membership. Now here at 7K, our motto is, we believe in you. And I know that the company believes in me. I know that I believe in the company because I've been purchasing precious metals. I've been earning an additional stream of income. And for me, it is a win-win. And the thing is, I'm going to share with you about the money-making part just a little bit here. I'm going to end my screen share for a moment. And I want to share with you this referral program that I had just mentioned. You know, I wanted to see if it worked. And so I jumped right into 7K when my friend called me and told me about it. I was so busy at the time, though, I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it because I was running a lawn care business during the day. I did that for 7 years. I was flying helicopters at night, teaching people to fly Blackhawks with night vision goggles. And I did that for 7 years. That was how I made an additional stream of income, was through my lawn care business. And the thing was, I said, okay, I'm going to do this, and I have to make time for it. I made time for 7K. I fit it in, and I shared it with people. I learned 2 valuable lessons in the first 2 weeks. I learned that the system really works to make money, the referral program we talked about, because my son, who was the first person I enrolled, he made his first commission in week number 1. I made my first commission in week number 2. That taught me 2 lessons, though. System works, that's 1 lesson. The other lesson is it's not just the people at the top making all the money. And so that was significant. We always want to help our kids, but that was significant. And so I continue to share this with people. 6 months into 7K, my wife and I said, we have a real additional stream of income. That's what we were working for with our lawn care business. We have an additional stream of income with 7K. So what we did is sold our lawn care business. It freed up a lot of time for us. You guys are probably like me. My time is what's most valuable. And when we were able to sell that lawn care business and keep an additional stream of income, that was significant as well. That was a blessing. One more thing about the money-making part. So I served with the military for 40 years. I did 25 years active duty. I retired. You can't live on a retirement. So then I got another job with the military as a Department of the Army civilian and worked 15 more years. Here's the thing, with my retirement for my 25 years, I make a certain amount of money every year. Here at 7K, in my second year of operation, I made the same amount of money that I make in my annual pension. The difference is this money continues to go up because I continue to share something that is a real, tangible asset. Physical gold and silver, both defense and offense, with bullion and collectibles. So for me, folks, I am here to stay. I love being a part of 7K. I really love the friendships that I have developed in the last 8.5 years of being a part of 7K. And this is why we do it. We do it for the additional stream of income, we do it for the nest egg, and we do it for the friendships that we have. Folks, this concludes our overview of 7K. We appreciate you being here. What I'd like to do now is just maybe take a few moments, answer some questions. Like Susan had said at the beginning, she said we'll open it up for some questions at the end. If you would, if you have some questions about what I covered today, I'd be happy to answer those. And so this concludes the formal portion of our overview. Again, we appreciate your time. If you want to stick around for a couple minutes and do a Q&A, that'd be awesome. And so if you have a question, put it in the chat or raise your hand and make it so that you can unmute and ask your question. All right. Susan, I think we got it covered. I think there's a lot of information there that we just shared. Get back with the person that invited you. Get your questions answered.
Let's give them some hearts.
Thanks, folks. We appreciate
Oops,
your
I'm
time.
too slow. There we go. All right, we got it in time. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to close the live now. And if you all have questions, put it in the comments. If you want more information, put more info or info in the comment section. Thank you. Love you. Have a good day, evening, or night, depending on where you are watching this from in the world. Bye.